Jim, when you got Zach Hintz consistently bringing the ball into the end zone the way he is, how valuable is that for your defense to know that most of the time they're probably going to start at the 25 with good field position?
Well, I think it's big. Anytime you can eliminate a team's return men. Most guys are back there for a reason. They're explosive players, and when you can take the ball out of their hands consistently, that's a good thing for your coverage units. And we love the guys we got covering kicks, but like I said, usually you got some explosive guys with the ball in their hands that if you can eliminate that and just go ahead and line up and play first down and make a team drive, it gives you a lot of confidence as a defense.
Is it fair catch rule essentially taking away the ability of a guy to hang one up if you guys want to keep it short of the end zone and try to pin him inside deep?
You see teams do it, and more of that philosophy. I think, as that was new, I think you saw more returners taking chances. I think just the education on the hang time and some of the balls, you're seeing a lot less. I would say bad decisions by return men than maybe a couple years ago when the rule first came in place and teams really started trying to implement that kick. But we feel confident just putting our defense out there, kicking it out of the end zone, and let's go play ball and not have to cover it.
What do you see with Michigan State's offense? That wide receiver Stewart, I know, has over 40 catches, 600 yards receiving already through 6 games. What stands out about that wide receiver unit, and how will that stress you maybe differently compared to other opponents?
Yeah, they have a very talented offense. I think it's been a little inconsistent at times, but the talent is high. The receivers, they have an explosive group. Running backs are consistent, run hard, and O-line is a solid group and I think 3-year starter at quarterback who gets the ball out of his hands, makes good decisions, hasn't turned the ball over much. So you look at them and it's a group that you have to execute against because they're going to make you earn it every play. They got good answers, good scheme in the run and the pass game, and the quarterback's able to run the ball and he's able to extend plays with his feet when he needs to.
What are you most pleased about with your defense through 5 games?
To me, it's been the energy. Guys are flying around. They're feeding off of each other, and just a high play speed and physicality. I think last year there was times we just lacked that physicality. I think there was more guys at times trying to be right and not doing it the right way. And right now, guys are just letting it loose and playing off of each other. And whether you maintain your gap integrity or get cut out, they're doing it in a physical manner, and guys are able to make it right on the back end, whether it's the linebackers or DBs, and we're making a lot of impact and making plays in the backfield that we didn't do last year.
Jim, in your playing career, college, pro, whatever, did you ever encounter a situation where a position coach came in, maybe a long-time offensive guy, and had to flip to D, or vice versa, like Bolstad has? Because he was all offense forever, and then came here to coach inside linebackers.
Yeah, I was never around anything quite that drastic where it was more of a career guy on one side of the ball flipping over, but I think we've tried to utilize that experience, try to use kind of his perspective on defense, and he's going to see things a little bit differently than a guy who only knows his side of the ball. So I think we tried to be very proactive in that and purposeful in how we used him, and kind of play devil's advocate on some stuff, saying how would you attack us, what would you do, what kind of run schemes give this defense issues, and I think that's been able to help us kind of clean up some stuff within our scheme and what we're asking our players to do.
You guys have been so effective on 3rd down. What do you think are some of the biggest factors on that so far this year?
Number one, we've done a great job on 1st and 2nd down. So we've got a lot of 3rd and long situations where we're able to dictate at that time. I think the next thing is stopping the run. Some teams have gotten to some 3rd and short situations, and we've still managed to get off the field because we've done a great job of stopping the run in those down and distances. So just those are the 2 main things. If we can get teams backed up behind the sticks and kind of in true pass situations, you get guys like Zach Bond who've kind of feasted, and Chris Orr, we've been able to get some pressure on teams that way. And when we haven't won on 1st and 2nd down, we've still managed to stop the run on 3rd down and get off the field. And maybe those aren't the ones you just count on week in and week out, but when we get him behind the sticks, we felt pretty good about our game plans.
When it comes to with Isaiah Loudermilk, besides the stat sheet, what are things that you're seeing that maybe others wouldn't see in terms of his production so far this year?
Big time physical presence this year. You know, in the past it was always just consistency because of health. You know, he's missing time and back in. It always felt like he was kind of knocking the rust off. But him being able to stay healthy this early portion of the year, and you're seeing the physicality show up week in and week out. And like you said, it might not hit the stat sheet, but you know, ask those linebackers how valuable he is in front of them. And you know, it's fun to watch, and you can definitely see him maturing as a player and playing with consistency.
How have you seen Noah Burks develop during his time here, and what has he done to build himself into a starter?
I think you just see the confidence continuing to grow. He knows who he is as a player. He's playing very consistent for us, and I think he's finding his opportunities to go make plays. And outside of that, he's just being consistent and doing his job. And you know, it's fun when you see that as a coach, when you see guys kind of experimenting in situations they know. You know, they got opportunities to make big plays. You know they get it then. Like they understand what their role is, and they're kind of looking not outside of the scheme, but they're within what we're asking them to do. They're trying to find those opportunities to make plays, and I think he's at that point right now.
Your defense has 3 shutouts